Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one. Perfect. Need to find Watson to check the results.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just get rid of these...
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was by activating both Albert's and his fans.
But only from Mr. workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the colonial collection room. Let's go to Scotland Yard.
That Martyn Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
I shall wait to hear from you. Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martyn Hamish is in the large... There's no need to hurry. Mr. Holmes?
Holmes, my God!
Yes. We found...
Our messing around with the ventilation system go unnoticed. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange... I should... The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Holmes, his left shoe. This a characteristic of...
A club foot. That element of this case. Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say...
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's... Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing. Would have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't...
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall the Neil collection room by the murderer. He was to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration of his foot.
It is still possible.
Perhaps. It is rather strange that Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on...
You mean to say... helped him?
Suicide is questionable.
Correct. Mr. Hamish accused himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are a place that day.
Timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper. Entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
The facts and statements, so that we may recreate the events of that morning. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Inspector.
It's all over now, lad. We know that you murdered your father. Died by plant poisoning. Very alliterative.
What? You're mad. I didn't do it. Think about botany. No!
Where are you going? Have you somewhere?
We have... Watson?
Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They said it is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand, Holmes. They're dirty, didn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They
Should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds...
All right. We, the police of Baker Street, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Oh, pray continue.
Main course, cow's udder in Danny Bay. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear it now.
Well, we can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Miss...
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me cancelled.
Mr. Holmes. Leighton. He's in a prison cell. He's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Now,
From what I've heard, they took him to the already. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
We have to help him.
well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins. Case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. You'll be there, right? It's on half at Chapel.
Very well. Locked.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes. This is nothing like that case. Within and the statements which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you be deceiving. Who were the victims?
Men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. Witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they were Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman in that flat over there, and Polly Powell, flower seller, who was over at the far side of the...
Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of the street. That was the side I came from.
But you would have been unable to observe the street where we are standing now.
That is... But I saw the slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. So after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Continue.
I didn't pay attention, but sudden whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. There, and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
Nothing but rats, and I took the time every corner with my lamp.
You hear the shots.
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were high. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honour of?
Well, to Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
I appear to have lost track of the days. It is... Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Been of great value to me. He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The book. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti suffered. What a terrible die. A piece is stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. Shard of wood is quite new. Bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is a key. I wonder what kind of door it opens. Good evening, Turner.
Had Constable Marrow replied to you as Mr. Holmes. Detective Gentleman, I've heard of you. And well, things about...
Excellent. My story? Could you tell us everything that you may have heard?
In bed when the fireworks started. I feel he heard 2 gunshots from outside.
You.
I quickly got up and I grabbed my nightstand and I rushed towards the... I looked down, I saw 2 bodies, and there was a man with a gun who was high.
Okay.
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think. He rushed towards the street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, see anyone else in this?
No one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, Fritz. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
Interesting comment. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man might return, so I stayed close to the window. Policeman coming in the half-moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us, Mr. Mr. Turner. Mrs.
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place.
Well, I've already gave my testimony.
Could you tell me anything that you may have seen or heard?
I was selling my flowers as usual, and the fireworks began. In Victoria, I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped Jan. He was like a ghost, covered in blood. It was dark, but fire.
And then?
And as loud as I could, I knew to be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Constable came out from the very same, and I heard him talking of a horror.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
You know, with the fireworks.
Did you see us leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir. Not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive.
You, Mrs. Powell. Lock. This mirror is towards Half Moon Street.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
It would to assist you with your investigation, Holmes.
A fairly long pole, forked end. Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close to the window after the crime. Is
Holmes, I stayed at my window until the policeman examined the dead bodies. Holmes, I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead body.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to theories, Miss. Bring me the view that you had from your window.
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Very modestly. That's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti, contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the... He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing.
Anything else you would like to know, Miss...
There are pieces of table. This kitchen knife is quite This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
You would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his in the cobblestones. He did not mention. The books on this shelf are in a mess. It's as though Mr. Turner found something in a hurry here a short while ago. Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshot.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation.
I'm always wondering what's on...
A fairly long pole with a forked end. The papers are almost entirely burned. Unable to see what... These words are illegible. This playing out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. Just a short while ago. No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen this way. No, this way. It didn't happen this way. So Mr. used a book to object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question. I can see prints from Greece. Closer look. Well now, find a precious jewel concealed inside a book. A bracelet with the lamb's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient artifacts of the Hellenistic era. Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, yourself, to rush from his bed, as you have stated?
And when the situation requires it, Mr. Hunt.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your right leg. Taken at least 10 seconds to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street. time.
Holmes, I could have missed something, but it did seem... time can pull tricks on you.
And what a very you told us, Mr. Turner, a vital, complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I knew that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, not sincere with me. Not then, and not...
But Mr.
Mr. Turner does not look like anything that a poor man might possess, live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw... But you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious, and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler. Heard the whistles, you hurried away. Broke your walking stick. It caught fire. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you went upstairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel in the book.
Mr. Don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate, well, I swear.
You made a mistake lying to me, but you are not that. Although I will return this bracelet to its owner.
It would be my pleasure.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
Stood in the case of young Leighton Chapman and accused of a double murder.
Beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the himself is in custody.
Find anything else on his person?
A few things, nothing particular.
Thank you, Lestrade. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding by the police. Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed. Shells have been fired. There were 2 shots. A cheap bought with his own money. With nothing interesting. please escort this suspect for interrogation? Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. A mistake!
Down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? It means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Good. Account of what happened.
My work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late. I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky into a constable on a corner before entering. Then suddenly, what with all the fire, two men. They were both lying flat in the street. Where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. And I saw him. He raised his head. And he in his gun. For it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies, still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. Well, the second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it. The third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
And I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. Some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they said, but I swear to you, I started running towards him. It was so bright that doesn't. But I kept running forward. I lived in Whitechapel, woman screaming. And then I was caught by the... But there wasn't a... Of course, and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling man. Describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street.
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark. It was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
But perhaps I can't remember the sound of his running away. Perhaps it was because of the fire in him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you run from the hands of a dead man and set off and pursue?
I know. I keep wondering. At the time, it was a criminal ought to be arrested.
Life. That was a little foolish. You wanted revenge?
I was just being brave and stupid. No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being... Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti, sharing a past prison sentence, and Chapman.
Oh, God. Right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little, Vercotti?
For a robbery. Once in prison. During that year...
Young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound. After we were released and when I saw what I had become, I wanted to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
His sister had died in the Whitechapel family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man. Chapman, a long-held grudge against your acquaintance, Brian Vercotti. Dreadful murder in Half Moon Street. And his companion, with cold single-mindedness. Not tolerate that.
No, it's not true. I'm innocent.
It's all over now. The clues speak for them. Now you'll have to face up to justice.
Promise to...
Here it is. I continue my research. Lives. Here it is. Kenneth Butler was involved in the story of the stolen treasures. A visit shop should tell me more. This key matches the lock perfectly. Flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned. Prostitute sailor. The rams. This necklace belongs to the 5 rams of Middleton. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a collection all this time, years after the theft. It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operation. A terrible crime, Leighton Chapman. You killed 2 people with the intention of
What?
However,